Greening the economy does not mean a trade-off with growth or profitability. The two really go hand in hand. They can be easily coterminous. There's great opportunity in greening the economy in various sectors. For example, in agriculture. It's about agricultural transformation, agribusiness. There's so much opportunity in Africa. Then it's about investment in the energy sector, hydro energy, which is clean, investment in solar farms, and some of the investments we've done, for instance, in South Africa with Eskom. Those kind of investment, geothermal energy in Kenya, for instance, that's another green investment. So there's so much opportunity, absolutely, from greening the economy.
Is it not a change in mind shift or a change in ways of thinking that needs to happen? Because traditionally in the African continent, it's an energy-hungry continent. Everybody looks at coal, which is a dirty energy, to power Africa. And you are actually asking for people to change their mind shift and to go into cleaner energies. How are you going to achieve that?
Well, even with coal-fired power generation, there is much better technologies that are there's continuous improvement all the time. So it's getting cleaner and cleaner, even within coal itself. But also then there's additional technologies in solar, hydro, geothermal, and so forth. All that is opportunity which is unexploited in Africa. In my view, there's just so much investment and so much to do.
Now, I want you to put your money where your mouth is. Is the African Development Bank actively going for those projects that are going to be green and at least providing finance or at least facilitating finance for those projects that are actively green?
Absolutely. We're investing in wind power, in geothermal, in hydro, normal electricity generation around clean energy. We're very busy, but also we're playing a social, socio-economic, approach. If you look, for instance, what we've done with the Congo Basin forest in the DRC, that's all designed to save the forest. What we're doing with stopping desertification in the Mali, in the Sahel region, that's not an investment, but it's really a social upliftment and slowing down desertification. So we're all over the place.
Okay, great. Can you put a figure to that?
Oh, I can't give you an exact figure, but it's quite a bit.
It's quite a bit.
But I must say that infrastructure in general, and not necessarily clean infrastructure, is the core of our business. 60% of our resources are deployed around infrastructure, and certainly you'll see an increase in the amount in terms of moving towards green and clean infrastructure investment.
Okay. Obviously, as a bank, you are involved in the financing of that. We'd like to know what influence do you have as the African Development Bank on individual African countries to share your vision?
Well, for a start, with the way we proceed is through what we call country strategy papers in engaging governments at the higher policy level. So we have debates, we have discussions with governments before we formulate our strategies. And certainly, infrastructure investment is a key pillar of what we do. So we have an influence in that sense in those deliberations. But also, we have another influence, not necessarily through the public sector or government, but through our private sector investments. Those have an impact bottom up, of course, rather than top down. But we have we continue to dialogue with the governments on a continuous basis. But also the advocacy that we do through conferences such as the African Economic Conference and other forms of debate, engagement, and advocacy. We're always engaged with our regional member countries.